Welcome back. Today we're going to go over one-step equations with addition and subtraction, so hopefully you'll be able to solve these equations by the end of this lesson. First off, key idea is remember that in order to solve the equations you need to perform opposite operations. What that means is if it's addition you need to do subtraction. If there's a negative it needs to be a positive. There are different operations that we're going to be using, and then also whatever you do to one side of the equation you need to do to the other. So wherever that equal sign is, you're adding or subtracting on both of the sides of the equal sign, and that'll make more sense as we go along. So our first example, find the value of x if x minus 9 equals 1. I start out by writing out my problem, and just to keep it organized for me I'm going to go ahead and draw a line there so I know where everything needs to line up, and then I can see from the equal sign I have 1 on one side and then x minus 9 on the other. These two expressions I'm able to say that they're equal because there's a value that makes this true. So I'm going to go through and just start out, because the variable's on this side and it's being subtracted by 9, I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to add 9. To keep it balanced I need to add 9 to the other side of the equal sign. And then once I have that I can just do some simple addition here. So negative 9 plus 9 gives me 0. I'm left with x equals, and then 1 plus 9 gives me 10. So then we can go back through and check our work to make sure everything is right. I know that this value here, x, can be replaced with 10, and then 10 minus 9 is 1, so that means that they did definitely match. So our answers here are correct. That means x equals 10 is the solution. Next problem. Find the value of p if negative 26 plus p equals 15. I start out the exact same way, and just for organization's sake I'm going to go ahead and put a line there. I have a negative 26 plus p equals 15. The variable is on the left hand side, so I'm going to find out what's happening to my variable, and it looks like that a negative 26 is trying to be added to my variable, so that means I'm going to go ahead and add 26, because this negative here, to get rid of a negative I have to do a positive, and then whatever I do to one side of the equal sign I have to do to the other. Negative 26 plus 26 gives me 0. I'm left with a positive p, so I have p equals 15 plus 26 for a grand total of 41. And then I can go back and double check my work and make sure everything is right. I go ahead and say negative 26 plus p equals 15. So rather than having this variable here I can replace it with 41, and then when adding these two together you definitely get 15. So we know that we did our work right. So our final answer, p equals 41, is accurate. Next example. Find the value of z if 10 equals negative 19 plus z. I start out again by writing the problem and again keeping it organized. I find from the equal sign it looks like the variable's on the right hand side and it's being added. A negative 19 is trying to add to our variable, so I need to get rid of this negative 19. To do the opposite of negative 19 I need to add 19. In order to keep my equation balanced I need to do plus 19 to the other side of the equal sign. So I go ahead and add that 19. Once I do that, I can then go ahead and simplify. These cancel, they're gone, and then I'm left with z equals, and then on the other side 10 plus 19 equals 29, not 27, haha, 29. And then from there I can go ahead and check my work, and I say 10 equals negative 19 plus z. I replace z with 29 to check to make sure that this does equal 10, which it does, so we know those match. Last example we have here, find the value of a if 20 minus a equals 3. So from this one I can go ahead, write out my problem, keep it organized. The variable's on this side over here, and it looks like a positive 20 is trying to subtract from this a value, so positive 20. I get rid of positive 20 by subtraction, and then I do that to the other side. 20 minus 20 is 0. I'm left with a negative a equals 3 minus 20 is the same thing as 20 minus 3, but negative, and I get 17. And then the cool thing with this is a negative a equals a negative 17. I can go ahead and just cancel this negative. If I cancel the negative on this side of the equation, I have to cancel the negative on this side of the equation, and I get a equals 17. From there, I check my work to make sure it's accurate, and I get from there 20 minus 17, which is 3. They do match. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks. Have a great day.